वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू पीआईबी सेशन जहाँ पे हम डिस्कस करेंगे 24 से 27 अक्टूबर के पीआईबी आर्टिकल्स को. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. आई होप द स्क्रीन इज प्रॉपरली विजिबल टू ऑल ऑफ यू. जस्ट कंफर्म मी सो दैट आई कैन स्टार्ट दिस सेशन. And if my voice is properly audible. Okay, so today we are starting our session with a very important article that is on the maritime sector. Okay, and that is the Maritime India from Vision 2030 to Amrit Kal 2047. Okay, so this is the Maritime India Vision 2030. By 2030, what kind of efficiency we want in the maritime sector? There are different kind of a funding mechanism that is taken care by the government of India to ensure that the sustainability and also the potential of maritime sector can be enhanced. Okay, so for that particular reason, this particular Maritime India Vision 2030 has been outlined by the government of India, and here we have some kind of a takeaways from this particular article. Okay, and here what we are getting to know. So here they are saying that nearly 95% of the India's trade, when we talk about in terms of the volume or value, 95% of the Indian trade is done by through the maritime routes. Okay, and 70% by value it is done through the maritime routes. So maritime routes, they are very important in terms of the trade promotion, competitiveness हमारे market, Indian market या Indian products का maintain करने के लिए we have this very important and very sustainable route that we have utilizing. Right, so please remember 95% of the Indian trade has been in terms of the volume is done through this maritime routes and 70% by volume. And this Maritime India Vision 2030, it charts out 150 more than 150 plus initiative with the projected investment of 3.3 3 to 3.5 lakh crores. And here the special focus has been given to the shipbuilding sector. Okay, so specifically for the shipbuilding purpose, we have allocated nearly 70,000 crore rupees as a package. Okay, so please remember this, how this 70,000 crore rupees or exactly 69725 crore rupees is going to be spent, in what phase it is going to be spent, you have to remember it. Now for the financial year 2025, the major ports, we have total 12 major ports in our country. These 12 major ports, they are handling nearly 855 million tons of the cargo. So that is the the data which tells ki 95% of the Indian trade is being done. Okay, so that shows the port efficiency. Port efficiency आप इस तरीके से भी you can get the idea that our turnaround times for the average vessel, it has been reduced to 9, it was earlier 93 hours, now it is reduced to 48 hours. So that means जो आपके global players हैं in this maritime sector, उनसे भी अच्छा हमारे जो Indian vessel हैं, they are performing in terms of reducing their turnaround time. यानी उनका जो arrival है to the destination and then they are coming back, completing their voyage, it is getting completed within 48 hours. Now, the cargo handling volumes have also seen the growth. So it has grown to 1594 MMT. Okay, so it was earlier 972 million metric ton. Now it has reached to the 1594 MMT. Okay, and already we have seen the handling capacity of the major port. It is at 855 million tons. Okay, please remember this fact. In case they will giving you some kind of a fact, they will ask you ki kitna turnaround time has been reduced. Now, Inland Waterways Authority of India, which is one of the implementing agency, okay, ensuring the sustainability of the maritime sector, it has also recorded the cargo movement of 146 MMT in 2025. Earlier in 2014, it was only 18 MMT. So that we have seen through this, cargo movement has increased or saw the, the growth of 7-10%. Now here, our coastline, we are the nation which is, covered from three sides through the oceans. So we have 11,000 kilometers of long coastline, 13 coastal states are there, and 23.7 lakh square kilometer is our exclusive economic zone in our Indian Ocean. So that is the information about the maritime sector, the coast that we cover, and the important initiative that the government of India is running for the development of it. Okay, right? Now we have the National Blockchain Framework. Now this is very important framework which was launched by the Government of India in September 2024 with the total allocation of 64.76 crore rupees as a part of its budget. Okay. Now here the Ministry of Electronic is actually developing this national blockchain framework. Okay. So iska aap budget allocation dekhiye 64.76% and the implementing or the developing agency or the ministry is Ministry of Electronics. Now this particular framework is developed or it is being outlined by the Ministry of Electronics considering the development of the blockchain technology. Okay, so you know what is the blockchain technology. This is the technology through which we can have the database, the unified database, okay, which can be distributed among the users, and it will provide you the transparent platform which is also secure. Okay, so the databases are unified, they are distributed equally, and they are secure because they can't be immutated. Okay, so that is the idea. If any kind of a tampering is done with the data that is there in the blockchain platform, you are going to get the information about that kind of a tampering. So that is the very important technology jisko dhyan mein rakh rahe hain the developing agency. Also the government is also trying to take the advantage of this technology because it will bring transparency and also the it will help us to bring the good governance. Okay, because it will make the platforms more accountable. Okay, so it functions like a ledger of records and transaction which is resistant to the tampering and accessible across the network of computer. Okay, so that is the idea of blockchain technology, and keeping this technology in mind, Ministry of Electronics is developing the national blockchain framework which is acting as a unified architecture for it. Okay, now here the NIC data center that is based in Bhubaneswar, Pune and Hyderabad, it is also developing some kind of a stack, blockchain technology ka ek stack ya database they are developing or they are administering this particular database. Okay, now the core framework under this national blockchain framework includes Vishwa blockchain stack, which is the indigenous modular platform that is designed to provide the technical foundation for building this blockchain based application for the governance purpose. Okay, now we have NBF Lite that is acting as a sandbox that will be encouraging the innovation and the design related framework for the blockchain. Now Pramanik, it is the innovative blockchain solution app verification. Okay, so all the blockchain technology, they will be verified properly. National Blockchain Portal, so that will be acting as a platform that will support the innovation and standardization of the adoption of blockchain in the different sector. So please remember this thing. What is blockchain? One liner mein they will give you the definition of blockchain. They will just tamper here that it is the distributed, transparent, secure and mutable database. No, it is immutable database and it is being administered by Ministry of Electronics. Okay, remember this fact. Now next is PM Abhim. Okay, so PM Abhim, what is the full form of this particular scheme? This is Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission. Okay, so health related all the infrastructure, whether it is coming from the primary sector, secondary sector or tertiary sector, they are taken into account by the Government of India to ensure that the health sector or the related research in the health sector, they get proper support. Okay, so this particular PM Abhim was launched by the Government of India on October 25, 2021, and that's the reason we get the information about this particular scheme. Okay, now this scheme has been allocated the amount of 64,180 crore rupees for the time span of 5 years. So 5 सालों के लिए, that is 2021 to 2026, this particular scheme is going to be in operational with the allocated fund of 64,180 crores. Okay, and इसका जो basic intention था, the core intention of this scheme was to promote the infrastructure development and to prepare our country for the any kind of a potential pandemic that can occur. Now here we have also in the health sector, we have the dedicated policy of the government of India, which was launched in the year 2017, which we say National Health Policy, okay, that emphasizes on the importance of the community health system, community-based organization के through we are actually promoting the nutritional awareness and also the health related awareness, and we are ensuring the healthy lives at the urban areas and also at the rural areas. Then we have a dedicated mission for the health, that is National Health Mission 2005. Again, it talks about providing the accessible, affordable and quality healthcare services, especially for the vulnerable population. So that is the idea here. This is the National Health Mission where the nutrition part is also handled. Then we have Ayushman Bharat scheme launched in year 2018, and इसका जो basic idea था, that is to strengthen the primary healthcare delivery system, okay, in the 4 key pillars. So that is Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Ayushman Arogya Mandir are going to be developed. Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission is also part of it, and PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission. Okay, so that is about providing the healthcare services in these 3 levels. Okay, so tertiary, primary क्या होता है? Primary care का मतलब जो basic आपके medical care facility है to ensure that the preventive care can be provided to the communities to stop any kind of a illness. So that is the idea of primary care. It is provided with the help of sub health centers, primary health centers and community health centers. Then we have secondary care services जहाँ पे we have this integration of doctors and the proper official hospitalization process. Okay, so that is the doctor and hospital treatment after the referral from the primary care. Okay, so when you are referred from the primary care, you are sent to the hospital or the doctors. So here the district hospitals comes into the picture. Then we have tertiary care. It is the more serious and complex health condition where you go for the critical healthcare facility. So here we have state level institution or the medical college like AIIMS. So that is the objective of this. PM Abhim के कुछ key components हैं. That is, we have seen कि किस तरीके से they are building this Ayushman Arogya Mandir. Critical care hospital blocks are also developed in every district. Okay, here what is the objective under this mission? Ending the epidemics, okay, of the communicable disease by 2030, and that is the part of the sustainable development goal of number 3. Now next article, it talks about the green footprint of India. Okay, so here they have talked about the green footprint in terms of the forest area that we have in our country. Okay, so India in the global forest resource assessment. So this is a report which is released by FAO, that is the Food and Agriculture Organization. Okay, so remember 80 years have been completed. This body has completed 80 years, 80 apni anniversary it has celebrated. So on that occasion, it has also released this Global Forest Resource Assessment 2025. As per this report, the India's position in terms of holding the total forest area, it is 9th. Okay, so India's position in terms of the total forest area is 9th worldwide. So please remember this position of India, this assessment report, which is the body which releases it. Okay, now FAO, you know that it's a specialized agency under United Nations. The basic vision of this body is to defeat hunger. Okay, so defeating hunger, here it focuses on the agricultural production and also the nutrition intake of the different countries, and for that it has also this particular idea of improving the sustainable management of the natural resources including forest, and that's the reason it has released that report. Now here we have some other facts also to remember, that is the India's rank among the carbon sink countries, it is the 5th. Okay, so India is the fifth top global carbon sink with its total forest which is removing 150 MT of carbon dioxide per year. Okay, so carbon sink का मतलब ऐसी countries जिनके पास ऐसे कोई ना कोई mechanism है, कोई ना कोई ऐसे carbon sink है in terms of water bodies, in terms of forest area etc. जो कि carbon को observe कर रहे हैं. Okay, so that is the absorption that is done by the forest area or forest of India, that is removing 150 million tons of carbon dioxide per year since 2021 and in 2025. Also in Asia, including India, it has seen the forest carbon removal that has increased to 0.9 gigatons of carbon dioxide per year. So India का कितना है 150 million tons of carbon dioxide per year, but including India in the Asia region or the Asia continent, it removes 0.9 gigatons of carbon dioxide in this time span. Total global forest area is at what level? It is 4.14 billion hectares are the total global forest area that is covering nearly 32% of the Earth's land. Okay, you know that nearly 70% is being covered by the oceans and 32% of the Earth's land. Okay, the continental shelves or the continents under this continent, 32% is being accounted by these global forest area. Okay, now annual rate of net forest loss, it has also reduced. Earlier the loss was 10.7 million hectares. Now it is 4.12 million hectares for the time span of 10 years 2015 से 2025 के लिए. Now we have this report. What is the India's position? That is the whole article talks about. So we have already seen 32% of the total area is accounted by the total forest area, which is roughly 0.5 हेक्टेयर ऑफ फॉरेस्ट पर पर्सन, यानी पर पर्सन कितना हेक्टेयर आप फॉरेस्ट अकाउंट कर सकते हैं, दैट इज 0.5 hectares. Okay, now globally India accounts for nearly 72,739,000 hectares of the forest area, that is 2% of the total world forest area. So 32% का 2% has been accounted by our country. In terms of the largest forest area, Europe is that country जिसके पास सबसे ज़्यादा forest area है, that accounts to 25% of the world forest area. And when we talk about the proportion wise, so it is South America. So सबसे ज़्यादा area wise it is Europe, but in terms of the percentage, 49% of its total land area of South America is accounted by the forest. So that is there. Now, more than 54% of the world's forest is only concentrated into the 5 countries which are Russia, Brazil, Canada, USA and China. So here India is not among those 5 countries, please remember this. Now, India's success in expanding the planet forest. So, total bamboo resource globally is estimated at 30.1 billion hectares, of which 21.2 million hectares, that is 70%, is accounted or coming from Asia, and out of which India is accounting to 11.8 million hectares. So that is a significant part of it. Okay, 30.1 million hectares ka the 11.8 million hectares is being contributed by our country. Also, in terms of the rubber plantation, India ranks 5th globally. Agroforestry area mein India is also doing some or has achieved some remarkable position. India along with Indonesia accounted for 100% of the Asia's agroforestry area, which is total at the 39.3 million hectares. Okay, now Indonesia together contributes to 70% of the global agroforestry area, which is 55.4 million hectares that we have already seen. Now, net forest gain for the time period of 1992 2025, it has seen some expansion, and that is because of the afforestation activities which is done by the government of India. Now, here are some of the challenges also. India contributes 9% of the global wood removal, that ranks India at the 2nd position globally in 2023. Okay, so here there are some caveats that they have talked about. though we are having some huge carbon sinks that we are developing, but there are also the areas that we need to focus on, because we are at the second position in terms of the global wood removal. टोटल फॉरेस्ट कवर की बात करें, एज पर द रीसेंट इंडिया स्टेट ऑफ फॉरेस्ट रिपोर्ट 2030, इट इज एट 21.76% ऑफ द टोटल जोग्राफिकल एरिया ऑफ आवर कंट्री, एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द स्क्वायर किलोमीटर इट इज 715,34.3 square kilometer. Okay, so that is the area that is covered by the forest. Top state with the largest forest cover, it is Madhya Pradesh, followed by Arunachal Pradesh. 77,073 square kilometer is accounted by Madhya Pradesh, and then after Arunachal Pradesh it is Chhattisgarh. Mangrove covers, Mishti scheme is run for that purpose. सबसे ज़्यादा जो mangrove cover है that you will see in the the state of West Bengal. After West Bengal there are the states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andaman and Nicobar, जहाँ पे आपको ये जो concentration है mangrove cover का वो देखने को मिलेगा. In terms of the biodiversity protection, we have had some kind of a great efforts. We have 106 national parks, 573 wildlife sanctuary and 115 conservation reserves which are protecting our vast and rich wildlife. Also 2025-26 budget, the allocation to the Ministry of Environment and Forest, it has seen the 9% of the increase when we compare this with the time period of 2024-23. Okay, now National Mission for Green India, it was launched in year 2014. So climate change के against एक preparedness बनाने के लिए this particular mission has been launched by the government, and it focuses or it seeks to expand the forest and tree cover and also restoring the ecosystem. What is the target of this scheme? To cover 5 million hectares, to expanding the forest and tree cover by 5 million hectare is the core idea or the target of this particular mission. Now national afforestation program, afforestation करने के लिए, that is the program which is being implemented by different body at different levels. So there is the State Forest Development Agency, there is Forest Development Agency at the forest division level, and then we have Joint Forest Management Committee at village level. So इनके collaboration से we are having the plantation drive done, and then community development या collective action एक तरीके से आप देख सकते हैं for having a sustainable living, to ensure that we have a greener and healthy planet. Okay, so as a part of this there is Meri Life portal, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam initiative, which is the emotional call to encourage people to plant trees. Now we have the 22 languages digitally reimagined, unlocking India's linguistic future through technology. So here there are different kind of a platform, different kind of a technology through which we are actually translating our different languages. You know that India is the land of different languages and dialects. Especially जो tribal languages होते हैं, they are difficult to understand, and that is one of the hindrance in the path of connecting the tribal people. So we have developed this Adivani AI for tribal language inclusion in 2024, and that is through the efforts of the IIT Delhi, its national consortium, and along with the different bodies like BITS Pilani. Okay, so that is India's very first AI-driven platform, which will provide you the real-time translation of the special tribal languages. So here it is providing the support for the languages like Santhali, Bhili, Mundari, and Gondi in the initial phase, and later on इसे और भी ज़्यादा expand किया जाएगा. So please remember this. Then we have Bhashini, AI-driven multilingual translation for inclusive India. So it covers the translation of 22 scheduled languages. Okay, so that provides more unified linguistic ecosystem. Now Sansad Bhashini for AI powered parliamentary debate translation. जो भी आपके parliamentary debates होते हैं उनको अपने language में, native language में आप translate कर सकते हो, because if you have access to the digital services in your native language, you will be more participant in the process of the policy making, and also you can hold the government accountable. Now Jal Jeevan Mission. So here are some of the major milestone of the government of India in terms of achieving its target with respect to Jal Jeevan Mission. Okay, so that is also Jal Jeevan Mission Har Ghar Jal. So here more than 81% of the rural household, they have access to the clean tap water. That is the recent the achievement that this particular program has achieved. As of October 2025, over 15.72 crore rural households now have access to the safe water or the potable water. Initially, when this particular mission was launched in year 2019, only 3.23 crore household they were having the access to the clean access clean just a minute. So they have access to the clean tap water. Okay, so that is the additional कितना इन्होंने cover किया है 12.48 crore additional households now connected to the safe water. Now it has also have the potential, the mission has also the potential to generate 3 crore person year of employment. Okay, so this is also employing the people. Okay, you know that under this water is such critical issue where the most of the women, they allocate their significant time of a day for getting the water. So here they have said, WHO has asserted that providing the tap connection to every rural household would result into the time saved on the water collection. Okay, so 5.5 crore hours will be saved, especially for the women. 3/4 of this burden is there on the women, so that can be reduced. Now women will be free to do their different work apart from collecting water, and they can be part of the workforce. Also, WHO also estimates that safely managed drinking water will result in averting the 4 lakh diarrheal death. So that is there. 14 million daily, that is disability adjusted life year, are also going to be averted as a part of this universal coverage of the safe water. Okay, what is disability adjusted life? So it is the combination of the the life which is there is this average life. Every country has the average lifespan. Okay, so but for example, there is this 60 year is the average lifespan for India. Any person who dies before 60 years, मान लो 50 years पे ही the person dies. So that is this particular this daily adjusted life, along with the person living a life during the illness or with the disability. So this is the combination. अगर आपको कोई disability हुई है, कोई illness हुई है, उसके साथ आप कोई अपनी life जो है वो जी रहे हो, along with ऐसी life जहाँ पे आपकी जो average जो time span है life की, that is reduced. So that is the combination of this disability adjusted life year. Now we have also a digital registry, new system which will serve as a digital registry for all the pipe water schemes. Okay, so here will be a different unique ID to ensure the transparency and traceability. Now Bharat 6G vision, the document has been released. It is about having the plan of action for deploying the 6G technology, 6th generation technology by 2030. Okay, so this alliance, the Bharat 6G alliance, will be the initiative of the combination of the telecom service provider, academia, national research institution. They will be coming together. They will be having the discussion to launch the 6th generation technology soon. Okay, so this is being supported by the government and also the industry. दो phases में इसे run किया जाएगा. That is the phase 1 will run from 2023 till 2025 for exploration of research and IP creation in the 6th generation technology, and the phase 2 will be running from 2026 to 2030. That will be developing the globally viable 6G concepts and use case. Okay, so commercialization of 6G will be done in the second part. Also, the 6G roadmap envisions the sector contributing nearly 1.2 trillion US dollar to the national GDP by 2035. So this is the contribution of this 6G technology in our GDP or in our technology. Country is also expecting that 10% of the global 6G patents will be held by it. Okay, in parallel to this, satellite communication market is also projected to triple by 2033. So that is the plan of action that is mentioned under this particular roadmap or the document, that is Bharat 6G vision. Now it is a defense news. So INS Vikrant, it is the very first indigenous aircraft carrier. It was commissioned on 2nd of September 2022. Okay, it was discussed in the PIB article. So please remember, it is the first indigenous aircraft carrier. So it is built with the 76% of the indigenous content and 30,000 tons of steel from the SAIL. So the steel has been provided by the SAIL. Okay, now it has demonstrated its versatility in March 2025. Okay, when it evacuated the injured crew of MV Helen Star 23 nautical miles from the west of the Goa coast. Now, classical language of India, the criteria of becoming the classical language, we have total 11 classical languages. So classical languages are the different languages which are identified by the central government. And here are some of the criteria that a language should meet to become the classical language. Okay, so that is high antiquity of its early text or recorded history, and iski jo existence hai, that should span for a period of 1500 to 2000 years. Okay, so that is the time period. They might give you the criteria of becoming the classical language. So 1500 से लेकर के 2000 years की इसकी जो existence है उस language की होनी चाहिए. A body of ancient literature or text should be there that is considered heritage by the generation of speakers. So there should be a the group of speakers जिनके पास एक ancient literature or text हो, and that is considered as a heritage by that community. Now knowledge text, especially prose text, in addition to the poetry, epigraphical and inscriptional evidences should be there for that particular classical language or the language. And classical language or इसके literature में there should be some kind of a distinct from its current form to its original form. So एक discontinuity भी होगी, so that is accepted. Now how many classical languages are there? So recently 2024 में आपकी 5 नए जो आपके क्लासिकल लैंग्वेजेस हैं उनको या लैंग्वेजेस को इंसर्ट किया गया क्लासिकल लैंग्वेजेस में, दैट इज पाली, प्राकृत, बंगाली, मराठी एंड असमी. ओके, एंड देन इससे पहले सबसे पहले किसे बनाया गया था? इट वाज तमिल लैंग्वेज वाज द वेरी फर्स्ट लैंग्वेज दैट हैज recognized as a classical language in year 2004. Then Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada 2008 में, मलयालम 2013, and then जो लास्ट रिसेंट हुआ था वो ओडिया का हुआ था 2014 में. देयर आफ्टर 2024 में ये 5 आपके लैंग्वेजेस को इंसर्ट किया गया. Okay, so that is about the PIB news that we have covered from this time period 24th to 27th of October. So let's meet in the next session to discuss more article.